Alright, for this match, we have Oscar playing Dark Draco Pal's Darren's build, and myself playing OCG full-powered Blue Eyes. Well, in my build, I play a little different, I would say. I do try out Dragon Shrine to see, Dragon's Ravine to see how it is in the build. Some builds do play it. I think builds that favor to playing Felgrand tend to play it, the new structure deck permit. But I also try out Pot of Cupidity and see how that goes. But I can, at the end of the video, I'll explain some of our insights of why Pot of Cupidity works out in the deck. And so Oscar starts off this match with a Rescue Rabbit. Now, I'm contemplating doing something. I clearly paused him just there. Oh, I see a Veiler. I'm contemplating Veiler. Yeah, I go with a Veiler. So most Blue Eyes decks do run Veiler, one copy of it at least, because Veiler is a searchable light tuner that the Sage can search out. That kind of sucks for the Rescue Rabbit. Now, this isn't exactly a full series of 3. We just actually took a bunch of matches and try to pick the best games to show you guys, to give you guys the best insight. So this is an exhibition match. Maybe you'll try something silly that normally in like a high level tournament you probably should not gamble on, per se. Okay, so Oscar drops a full scale with the Ariadne and a Lizard Draw. Pendulum summons out the Armageddon Knight, ditches the Blackwing Zephyros. Zephyros will probably be returning that Rescue Rabbit so he can live another day. Rescue some more dudes, perhaps. Rescue Rabbit getting saved by a Blackbird. Alright. And now he takes 400 damage for that. Now remember, Zephyros' effect is not, I guess it's an effect, it's not a chain, like, inherent summon, so just keep that in mind. So he has to target this card, he can actually remove it. So he goes with the Rafflesia and sets one in pass. I top deck a Melody of the Awakening Dragons. This card has spiked up in price recently. It is a very, very good card once the alternative White Dragon comes out. Right now, kind of bad, because all you can do is search regular Blue Eyes cards. So there's the alternative White Dragon. I am proxying them in this match. I'm also proxying Gospel of Revival, or Return of the Dragon Lords, whatever they call it now in TCG. That's the revival spell that you can banish in the graveyard to protect your dragons once from any kind of destruction. And it's a very, very good card. It's just a Monster Reborn on steroids. It's a better version of Void Seer for Inferno, if you want to put it that way. Now, in the Blue Eyes deck, there's like the graveyard is super important. You want the Blue Eyes monsters in the graveyard. Any level 8 Blue Eyes related card, so that you can revive it using Silver Scry for the Spirit, Dragon Spirit of the White, or the regular Blue Eyes, or you want to be able to revive it through Azure Eyes or Gospel of Revival. I'll be calling it Gospel throughout this match, just because I kind of got stuck on me. So I'll play the Melody of the Awakening Dragons. It's Lord of D. Rather than sporting his normal flute of summoning dragons, this time he's rocking the guitar like a guitar hero. Playing Hanger 18 on Expert. And there we have it. That melody definitely rocked on and summoned out 2 dragons to my hand. Well, they really summoned, called them forth. Oh, Blue Eyes White Dragon. I am now Kaiba. I'm also using the Kaiba Corpse sleeves for this very occasion. Normally I use these sleeves for my extra deck, but you know, it's Kaiba. Screw the rules, I have money. I don't have money. So I revealed a Blue Eyes and summoned out a Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon. Once per turn I can destroy a monster on the field, but instead I get Solemn Strike. Just remember, the summon does not start a chain, just like Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. So you take the 15 right there. Bam! 415. Now my hand is full of revival cards. So I play Gospel to revive a regular Blue Eyes. I cannot revive the alternative White just because the summoning was negated. So that's why. But if you actually do summon it once, it is a semi-Nomi monster. So you can revive it through alternative means. So the Rescue Rabbit's coming to save the day once again. No, it's been struck down. You shall not save anything. Rescue Rabbit. But it gets Pendulum summoned by a Sorcerer, so Sorcerer will be working his magic to destroy the scales to get out. Well, there's the Turtle. Is it going to be Turtle and the Monkey combo? Turtle Monkey? Best Friends Forever? BFF? The BFF combo? Or the Pot of Greed combo? No, he's considering another monster aside from the Fire. Is he gonna go with Fire Flux? So Darren's build does win Fire Flux. At the end of the video, there'll be a little card at the end, so you can check out Darren's Draco Pal build. However, probably the strongest build for Draco Pal players would be Odd Eyes Magician Draco Pals, where you sport 3 magical Abductor using like Odd Eyes Fusion and all that stuff, and using the new Odd Eyes performable cards. Now, okay, so Ariadne was popped. Let's not forget that. So I'll have to give him something. So there's 2 strikes and a warning. Do I want to give him the warning? Yes, I gave him the warning. He'll be giving me a warning sometime soon. Now, why did I choose to give him the warning over the strike? Now, warning sure indicates more of my summons, but because I have a lot of spells that I can activate for my summons, which is not bad, but I really want to get my effects off. If my effects don't go through, it's going to suck a lot for me. And to me, there's not a big difference. And in fact, it's just going to cost him more life points at this point. So there's a warning in the back and a Sorcerer, and he just died not to summon anything. He did not get a good Turtle, so he did not get an extra card. I guess he can knock an attack off by tributing his Sorcerer, so he can prevent and end my battle phase, basically. So I did go into... I have a Sage now. Sage is mighty good, of course. He is a Stratos. He's a Summon Searcher. Whoa, Summon Search! That's why, you know, most Blue Eyes decks run Effect Veiler, so I can get any Light Tuner. So normally what you would search with this card would be one of the eggs. So you can either get, I guess you can get White Stone of Legends or White Stone of the Ancients. Ancients is the new egg. Some people consider not running cards of Consonance in favor of the Pot of, or the Pot of Cupidity. The Pot of Greed that banishes 10 cards out of your deck. So you can also add Maiden. In my build, I'm currently running 1 Maiden just for tech. Now, what am I searching? I will now search out the Stone of Ancients. Cards of Consonance is a bit slow. You have to open Sage or the eggs to get it, and normally that means you don't have any Blue Eyes monsters in your hand, and that's not exactly a favorable situation. Whoa, am I going to attack and force him to tribute off his Sorcerer? It might not be a good idea because he does get more search and he can Pendulum summon once again with that, so might not be the best play. But I guess in the long run, it's actually not as bad as it seems, for the reason that Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, the Synchro monster, does have an effect to prevent Pendulum decks from, you know, functioning properly. Here we go. What are you thinking about, Tombox? Tombox, stop being an idiot. Attention, duelist! Tombox is stalling for no reason. Alright. So Blue Eyes White Dragon will be attacking the Pendulum Sorcerer. Oscar, I think he's just going to tribute and end the battle phase just to save himself 0. It doesn't make a bit of a difference. Sage has no attack. So, you know, which, okay, you know, while we were just waiting for me to finish my play, the thing about the Blue Eyes deck, or like the games that we played through, we tested builds with Pot of Cupidity, tested builds without it. We were going to test out Goliath, Morphage Goliath, but yeah, it would be kind of one-sided and a bit unfair towards Oscar because it would shut him down. It is a living, breathing domain, and it's very, very strong. So I now synchro into Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Oscar's confirming the effect, and he realizes this card is gonna shut him down. And he's gonna let it go? No, man, he's gonna warning that stuff. I knew it was gonna cost him 2,000 life points for that. Now, no, what? I have a Silver Scry in hand, and I am holding an egg and a Blue Eyes. This is going to be a bit difficult. I do not have Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, Dragon Spirit of White in the graveyard, so that Silver Crystal Cry is only going to bring back a Blue Eyes, which is actually not that bad. Although Oscar is going to Pendulum summon, I guess he can summon out 3 dudes, which isn't bad. But I am very much aware that I can block that attack with the 1 Blue Eyes. Silver's Cry being a quick play is like a quick play monster reborn for Blue Eyes monster is very scary, especially during the end phase. If the Blue Eyes player does go first and he does send a Spirit Dragon with the white into the graveyard, he sets back row, you probably should clear the back row a little bit earlier, just so that you don't lose your back row from like a Giant Spirit of White end phase. So you gotta force it. You gotta force it, or your spells and traps aren't gonna go through. So he's gonna summon out a Skulker Bat, add a Sorcerer to work its magic again, you know, pulling that out of the hat this time. Oscar's still running pretty low on life. Activating 2 pieces of Solemn already. Oh, what are you going to do? You can make an Xyz play. Oh, he's gonna go for attack. Well then, Silver's Cry gets activated. It can only summon out Blue Eyes White Dragon. There's no other target for it. Well, that basically eats up all the attacks right there. Ariadne probably does not have enough targets, so probably not going to kill off the Ariadne either. Now he can spin that Blue Eyes away. But there are Gospels in the graveyard. Destruction's not going to work very well. Now, so far, who's in control now? I would say Oscar's in control, just because my hand's pretty bad. An Egg and a Blue Eyes White Dragon. The only way to actually make use of my hand is I need a way to fetch one of those alternative White Dragons back to my hand. Like, those warnings, the warning and strike actually hurt quite a bit in terms of my tempo. But he needs to find ways to kill me because he's low on life, and like Blue Eyes, whenever they push for damage, it will usually kill you. So Castell is coming off, so the Blue Eyes are getting spun back into the deck. Now, killing the Castell would really suck now, because then the Lizard Draw will offer him a 1-card draw, and I can't keep up with that. Alright, top deck. Did I top deck what I needed? Oh, I got a Dragon Shrine. Dragon Shrine, oh, pretty awesome. Actually, Dragon Shrine could do quite a bit of work. Actually, I can go into a second Spirit Dragon for sure. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. All it's gonna take is to play the Dragon Shrine, drop in the Spirit Dragon into the graveyard. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Or Dragon. I'm mixing them all up again. It's Dragon Spirit of White. Throw him into the graveyard. He's considered a normal monster, which is why you can Silver's Cry him. But if you can throw him into the graveyard, and then you can throw another thing in there, and I'll probably be throwing a Stone of the Ancients. That way I can use the graveyard effect of Stone of the Ancients, banish it, to add a Blue Eyes monster back to my hand, which kind of unbricks my hand, because my hand is actually pretty useless right now. And that's what most Blue Eyes players will eventually feel, that if they have the wrong Blue Eyes cards in hand, it's going to suck a lot. So Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon has been added to my hand, and I reveal that I have a Blue Eyes and I summon him out. Now, whenever you see a Lizard Draw on the field along with some other monsters, just remember to kill the Lizard Draw first so you don't give him any cards unnecessarily. Normal summon the Egg. Of course, you cannot attack after you pop, so Synchro Shokan, Synchro Summon. Yes, another Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Now that Spirit Dragon has the continuous effect of your opponent cannot special summon more than 1 monster at a time, so the Pendulum summon now is now limited to only 1 monster. And that is crucial. And end phase, I get to banish off one of his scales. So I banish off his Fireflux. And that's only from the Egg that I summoned, and I well, basically I synchroed it off into the graveyard. Now I can tag out the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon into an Azure Eye Silver Dragon. However, although that may be the safe play, The monster is better on the field. The only card that would destroy this board right now would be Raigeki once you enter the main phase. Because you can't protect your guys through Azure Eyes, because Azure Eyes need to activate to protect your monsters. So, not gonna go with it. I'm just gonna stick with the Blue Spirit, because the Spirit actually hinders him a lot more than tagging him out. A lot of people tend to preemptively tag out. Like, okay, he's gonna go with that. He realizes both monsters can tag. Well, he forgot that the other card can also tag out too, so I can summon up the Blue Eyes White Dragon from hand. Yeah, his skills are bricked. And that was it. So well, I guess one of the games now go to me. Aww. Moving on to game 2, let's see what happens here. This, if I remember correctly, this game is actually a little bit more interesting. Actually, interesting can also mean pretty stupid. I do some pretty stupid things in this one, I believe. Now, my hand that I opened was actually really good. Like, holy crap, it's magnificent. If you open Melody with an egg, you're guaranteed to go into the Blue Eye Spirit. But not only that, I also have a Graveyard Revival card, which means I can actually go into Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. So starting off with the Melody of Awakening Dragons, now I'm going to rock up that guitar to add myself. What am I going to add? Okay, Alternative White. And regular Blue Eyes, I suppose. Okay, so sporting these two guys out. Oscar straight away with the Maxi. He knows that if I drop that, he might as well get a draw out of it. Once you see that, I can choose, of course, not to drop it, but knowing that he's playing Dracopals, I know that I can die in a matter of like 1 turn. 1 turn OTK is not uncommon with that deck. Now, I'm holding a Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity's Emptiness is a very interesting card for this deck to play. I'm glad Vanity's getting some sort of playback. What's happening is, the deck is so special summon dependent. Okay, so summoning out the alternative gets a draw. But the problem is, aside from just, it's very strong to have like a really strong monster with a Vanity's Emptiness in the back, especially when it's backed with a Gospel to protect the monster from dying. But whenever you get Vanity's Emptiness, you'll die. It's a big struggle. It's hard to play. All your guys are special summoned, so or also be too slow. You're not going to tribute summon for a Blue Eyes White Dragon unless you have to. So normal summon out the White Stone for Ancients. Ancients will be summoning out of Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Now, I'm like, okay, I've given him 2 cards now. 1 for the Maxi, so that was 1 for 1. Now he's at a +1 for the Maxi. I have a Gospel. I'm like, oh man, do I just want to go in, you know, take the Maxi challenge? Am I going to accept it? Maxi challenge? But then, like, thinking that, you know what? I have Vanity's Emptiness. How bad could it be, right? I do play the Gospel. Oh man, I'm just going in. Oh, summon a Blue Eyes Alternative White. What's going on? Digging deck. End phase, I get out the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, and then of course, during his standby phase, I turn into Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. Now, all my monsters, now remember Azure Eye Silver Dragon, his effect goes basically 2 turns. You cannot target or destroy the dragons that were currently on the field when he's activated. And now for Vanity's Emptiness, thinking that, oh yeah, all my dudes are protected. It's all good, you know, it's all good. He is playing Dark variant of Dracopal, so in goes Shadow Dragon, and there goes the Vanity's Emptiness. Okay, so that Maxi challenge, if he couldn't have broken the Emptiness, maybe had a chance of just securing the board with something that's practically unbreakable for him. But, you know, it was not unbreakable, clearly, since Emptiness just died. Probably should have Dark Mattered. And I probably shouldn't have tagged out. If I just left it, maybe it would have been better. And here's something that I did not realize. I didn't realize Oscar's not running Raigeki, so that's why I tagged out so quickly. Alright. Ariade gets popped by the Master. Alright, okay, well, he's going off into a really good start. I have nothing to stop him. He's basically playing a puzzle duel at this point where there's one version of every kind of blue eyes possible on the field. Yeah, he's getting a strike. Strike's happening. Ugh. Strike is good. Oh boy.
Just remember he's still
Now, Oscar's hand looks pretty damn good. Oh man, Maxi's such a good card. Okay, so he's gonna go with one of the sackiest cards in the game. Probably one of the best cards in the game still. Here we go. Draco face-off with a choice of Luster or Vector. And I guess he gets his Vector. Ah. Now he still has an Armageddon Knight, so in other words, he also has Zephyros. He can go into quite a few things. He has a low skill, so with Zephyros, he can definitely go into the King of the Feral Imps. King of the Feral Imps to go into the Lizard Draw, which would give him a full-on Pendulum summon, which would result in that Luster coming back out, and I could potentially just die from that. As I'm only preventing him from targeting and destroying by card effect. I don't stop Ignister. Ignister being still a very, very powerful card. I seriously hope it does not get banned. Oh, Oscar's taking his time to think this through. I think as a player, you should probably think this through. No need to rush into anything dumb. Like a small misplay will cost you the game at this point. So he tags into, I believe, Dynastor right now. Yeah, it has to be Dynastor. Dynastor is good. Puts out the second scale. So using Eccentric Archfiend, he is going to be reviving 3 cards, maybe 4 cards, 4 cards. Probably 4 cards. He's debating between the Armageddon Knight or the Ariadne. Armageddon Knight actually might be able to push a play a little bit further. To be honest, yeah, he's gonna go with the Armageddon, because that way he can actually drop the Zephyros, and Zephyros is another body that can be turned into another XYZ monster. There we go.
You dodged 2 already. Dodged 2. The second time that's happened. It's good.
Shadal Dragon and the Zephyros were both on the top of the deck, so he foolished one before he got to draw it, and then he ditched the Zephyros before he lost the chance with Armageddon Knight, which is cool. It happens. Those are called blessing top decks, or blessing mills. Okay, so Ignister is happening. Ignister has just happened. Now, with Ignister, he can clearly just kill everything. What I mean by that is, of course, now he can overlay into, of course, Magister. Magister will activate the effect, end phase search, detach 1, revive the Luster. Not sure if he wants to revive the Luster. So he's using Ignister first to pop out the Master, spinning away Azure Eyes, because Azure Eyes is a problem, because he's in defense mode. He's not going to be able to punch through. Now he definitely can kill off one of my dudes. He's not going to kill with the Ignister, but instead he's going to overlay later on. You can revive the... So it's one way to clear the entire board pretty easily. So he's going to take 400 damage for bouncing back the Eccentric. Overlay these two. He might go into Utopia. He can go into Utopia or Castel. Actually, no, he cannot Castel. He has to use Utopia. Because he can still beat them down through raw damage. And not only that, he can actually run over my other monster by going into Hope Harbinger. Oh, I went for the King of the Feral Imps. Detach. So you did not go with the Utopia play right there. effect revive. Oh, and more interestingly, it goes into F0, so F0 can definitely steal off one of my guys, which I think maybe even smarter play, which puts so much pressure on board and a very difficult board for me to clear later on. So the Maxi challenge to me at this point, it was a definite fail. Look at his Oscar's hand, his hand's huge. In other words, Maxi, don't really, if you don't have to take the Maxi challenge, don't take the Maxi challenge. You're gonna end up like me, looking like a total idiot. Blue Eyes is about to, you know, team kill themselves. Or Harbinger would just kill one off. I know I have a Gospel in the graveyard, but that's not going to be enough. Like, he can still go into, like,
one of them is under Magister and one of them is under Magister.
Oh, he cannot make anything with the two, Masters, because they were both revived through different methods. One was revived through, Magister, and the other was revived through, I believe that one was revived through Dynaster. So no Xyz or fusions. Now, the Blue Eyes monsters on your opponent's turn basically are just sitting ducks. Well, really fat sitting ducks. Ooh, Oscar's confirming everything. He sees the Gospel. He knows he has to make a very, very smart choice in terms of the attack pattern. Battle phase, here comes the swing. He's stealing the Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes has been stolen. He's gonna swing. Don't want to use the Gospel. Either way, they're both gonna die.
Yeah, you can't save both because I control it.
You control it. This is a crash. Both will die.
I mean, you can save yours. What? Possible?
Harbinger is still on the field. I'm like, oh my god, this is really bad. 3k is just not enough, man. I need an honest Kenny. Where are you? So then I just let them both die. I let the Harbinger live, which is actually kind of dumb, to be honest. I actually take a lot of unnecessary damage from here, but I got a little greedy on keeping the Gospel there. But oh, little did I know, the back row is just a bunch of strikes, which makes it impossible for me to even come back. This is pretty much over, no matter what I do. So am I gonna go with the egg play? Egg. Activate the egg. Activate the egg. Get myself a nice Blue Eyes alternative white dragon. Man, this is like desperation throws. You know, these is like the last few throws I'm gonna be at there. Reveal. Summon out Blue Eyes alternative white. Nope, get striked, and that is basically GG. There's no way to come back from this. You know, I scoop it up like decide to do the Maxi challenge. Don't take the Maxi challenge. It's gonna ruin you. Alright, so we move on to the third game that we recorded. Hopefully you can see the pot of cupidity. Well, probably not that I can recall, but I can explain why it works in a bit. After I explain what I'm doing here, I'm gonna go with Dragon's Ravine, ditching out White Stone of Ancients. I just took a quick break a moment ago, so I'm a little more re-energized for this commentary. So egg to egg, the Ancient is now a legend. So I'll be searching out a Blue Eyes White Dragon to my hand. What the other player can normally tell when you do this play is that you probably have a trade-in, or you have a Blue Eyes alternative white in your hand. That's like a pretty solid read. Alright, okay, so we'll go for the trade-in. Trade-in, draw 2. Trade-in is amazing. This deck is just so graveyard-based. It's like, you just need to revive the dragons as much as you can, and then you'll be off to a really, really good start. Like, holy crap, there's no better way to play. In a sense, this kind of feels a little bit like Infernoids. You want to load up your grave so you can revive stuff out of the graveyard. That's basically it. And you have effects that come when you're on the field. You just don't have any of that banishing effect. But you are putting a lot of board pressure and you can ignore levels, so I mean, it's pretty fun to play, I would say. Like, who doesn't like summoning a bunch of big dragons onto the board? And for once, you can feel like Kaiba.
Where does it cut off? It cuts off the top of the mat, right?
You know, one of the more interesting plays that you can do is you can summon every kind of variation of Blue Eyes White Dragon. You can actually summon like Dragon Spirit of White. You can summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. And then, did you just summon a bunch of monsters in one turn? That's against the rules. No, it isn't. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has evolved far beyond that. Foolish little Yugi. So, okay, now I will play Return of the Dragon Lords, or Gospel Revival, reviving a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, I think there's something to be learned about this game. You see that, never forget 2016 is what all I'm going to say here. So yeah, end phase, I will be summoning out the, well, out of the ancient egg. Oscar off to a really bad start with a 4-set back row, only to get Twin Twister 2 of them. And what do I see? I hit a strike and a Pendulum Rising. Oh, that is not good. Rising only tells me that his hand totally blows. I see a Fire Flux in his hand. And okay, well then. I top deck. Oh, I place a second Gospel of Revival. Summon out the Dragon Spirit of White. Activate the effect, target that. Oh, I get strikes. Misplay number 1. Forgetting to activate the Gospel. Well, not activating, but like banishing a Gospel. Or maybe I did it on purpose. Who knows? Oh. No, I'll be honest with you. I clearly forgot. That was a clear misplay. I'm like looking at the graveyard, looking at my. If you can see my face, I'm like, I am an idiot. It's okay. I'm gonna go with the attack because even though he did activate strike and whatnot, I still had 2 blue eyes on the field, which can push so much damage. He's at 500 life points just right now. But just because they activate any card from the Solemn Brigade, because blue eyes can push out so much damage, it is a bit ridiculous. Oscar is going to attempt to bottomless trap hole. Now I remember to use the Gospel, banish the Gospel. It's like, what? You can Gospel that? Of course I can. I go into the Gravity, so not Gravity, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. I'll get my cost to send 3. Typically what people would send is a regular Blue Eyes White Dragon, and a White Stone of the Ancients, and the Alternative White Dragon. That way you can actually add back the Alternative White later on. And during the end phase, because the stone was sent to the graveyard, I can basically summon out another Blue Eyes card out of my deck. And I'm using the egg that I sent in earlier to fetch back a Blue Eyes Alternative White. He's so hipster. Blue Eyes are so hipster now that you're like, I use the alternative colors now. Not like some OG stuff. Ugh. Okay, what's going on here? End phase summon Dragon Spirit of White. I always get their names mixed up because they're all dragons, they're all white, and they're all blue eyes. Well, not all of them are blue eyes, but they all have some sort of white, blue, or some other color reference in their name. Alright, Oscar's looking there. Oh, he just scoops it up. There's just too much damage, and there's no way he could prevent additional damage from happening. So he scoops that one up. But yeah, his hand was absolutely terrible. Against Blue Eyes, you gotta worry that if you do brick, you are most likely going to lose. Okay, see, there's a pot of cupidity in this game. I want to see it happen. Don't you? The reason why Pot of Cupidity works is that most decks that can run it, they have some sort of recurring play that they can use in the graveyard. So for Blue Eyes, once you get the eggs in the graveyard, or 1 or 2 copies of Alternative White, or maybe just 1 copy of Blue Eyes of White Dragon, you can loop your plays. You can actually fetch the card back by banishing the Ancient Stone, the Ancient Egg, and fetch back your cards, and you just recur the same play over and over again. And you don't need a lot of monsters to actually get lethal with this deck, so getting 2 additional cards from your draw is actually very, very useful, and could actually help you achieve that goal a little quicker. So Oscar starts off with 2 set back row. He has a Maxi in hand. What's gonna happen here? Ooh, I dropped a Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb is a very standard play in these Blue Eyes decks because you only need one generic tuner and a Blue Eyes monster to actually synchro into the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Whoa! So I'm gonna start off with a toss of the Dragon Shrine, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and what are you gonna go? Now, this is game 4, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna be fetching myself a Blue Eyes to my hand with the White Stone of Legends, League of Legends. If you're a fan of the odd one, I'm choosing the Blue Eyes White Dragon skin of Shyvana. As you can tell, I don't play very much League of Legends. So I'm revealing for the Blue Eyes only to be... Yeah, I'm getting striked here. Just remember, the summon is inherent, or does not start a chain for some people that don't like me saying inherent. Now remember that the alternative White Dragon, you can only summon one out per turn using the reveal from hand method. Am I about to be trashed? A set 1. See, I have the Melody of Awakening Dragon. See, a lot of the cards that you dish from a Blue Eyes deck, they're not really cost because they synergize really well in the graveyard. So, kind of like BA, you just don't really mind throwing cards into the graveyard as long as they either float or recur themselves, or it helps you, they zero out themselves easily. So, ditching out the 2. So, I got Blue Eyes and his alternative twin brother. No, I guess this match will actually show you the importance of tempo. Like, because Oscar went first, I am actually struggling a little bit. I can't play anything in my hand. I have nothing to revive, so this shows how important the revival is. So Giturtle and the Sorcerer will be giving him a draw. I flip over Emptiness and proceed to get beat down by Master. Master's whipping me.
So much damage doing this.
See, I just top decked a Veiler. See, Vanity's Emptiness. I actually literally just clogged myself. I have to crash my Veiler so I can send the Emptiness to the graveyard. I just took another 1950. And now Oscar straight up just goes with the maxi play. Easy read, easy peasy. Even with my, see, there's Glow Bulb that's gonna be special summon. There's gonna be like a Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon in my hand. Like, and then if I have to synchro into anything, I'm just gonna get myself killed. So Glow Bulb comes out in defense mode. I mill a card. Just go for the Blue Eyes alternative White. Just drawing cards like crazy for that maxi. Another maxi challenge game. I use Blue Eyes alternative White to pop the card, and then I synchro summon into one of the best cards in the game, by Spirit Dragon. Get strike, son! I got struck down once again. I scoop it up because I know I'm gonna be dead right from the get-go. As you can see, the tempo just had to, like, Solemn Brigade, super useful. Strikes and a warning because of the deck's main monster, Blue Eyes alternative White, being an inherent summon. It just makes it so that every single Solemn card works against you, which really kind of sucks. But I hope you guys learned something about these games and why Draco Pal is still pretty decent. But actually, this is probably not the best variant. I still think Odd Eyes Draco Pal is better than the current one that you saw today. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button. I'm currently working on the Ogre Ghost Reaper mat. I'll try to stream a little more often, but you know, working on mats kind of kills off my time a bit. I took a little break over the week, but I am back now, so hopefully you guys stay tuned for more stuff. Coming up, Oscar will be going to Nats in July, and lots of fun things happen. If you guys are actually gonna be going down to Nats, please say hi to Oscar. I heard that there's a lot of things about the Konami staff or people that are running the event not letting people film down there, but I don't know, maybe those are just rumors, but anyways, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.